Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Couple channel. I'm Wendy and this is my review for 28 Years Later. After almost 3 decades of the rage virus outbreak, a group of survivors live on a small island connected to the mainland by a single, heavily defended causeway. When one of them decides to venture into the dark hearts of the mainland, he soon discovers a mutation has spread not only to the infected, but other survivors as well. Well, it certainly feels like it's been 28 years later since I saw the last 28 weeks later? Yes, because the first one was 28 days later and the second one was 28 weeks later. It has been so long that I had to kind of like re-look up both films just as a quick summary before I head into this one. You guys know I really enjoy horror films. Gore grosses me out a little bit, but it doesn't give me nightmares or anything like that. I will say this one, maybe because it's been so long, I have forgotten, but this one, the intensity of it all, the rawness of how it's filmed and captured kind of caught me off guard. Like, I thought I was prepared going in after watching a few of the trailers. Maybe I wasn't ready for it to be on such a big screen because I was edge of my seat, fist clenched, almost the entire time watching this film. There were definitely moments where the jump scares got me, which I feel like the more and more I watch horror films, the more I'm like insensitive to it, or I handle a little bit better. These one, almost every single one of them got me. The sound design alone is something to look forward to. It's just pounds in your ear, and the way it blends with a certain scenario and certain footage, how it's cut together to go parallel with what you're seeing on screen, what the characters are experiencing on screen. It was so cool to go back into this world and relive it again. So on this small island that is connected to the mainland by a causeway, it's very interesting. They have a father and son duo that is taking his son out for essentially his first time ever onto the mainland to hunt and kill one of the infected. One of the caveats is that on average, for the people who are going out, like the young ones for their first time, they're generally 14, 15, 16 years old. This kid is 12 years old, which is very young. And a part of me the whole time I was thinking, this is too young. Like, and he looks so young in the film, but he had his dad with him. Dad was obviously played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Very, very experienced. So I was like, okay, I think we're going to be safe. No problem. But there's still a lot of heart-pounding scenes from their adventure being out there. Things starts off pretty well. I say they were very successful in getting, the boy's first kill as far as the infected goes. But with any outbreak, virus infected / zombie films, we don't always live in happy times, right? Like, things were bound to happen, and they're on this mainland where it's just too big of an area to make sure you're always safe, no matter how many times you patrolled it, no matter how trained you are. So they do get themselves into a situation which was, again, edge of my seat. I was leaning in. I was like, what? I felt like maybe in the scene, I fully don't feel like I was breathing, because at the end of it, I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't breathing, which was, it's so great to sit in a horror movie that makes you feel like that. I also want to talk about Jodie Comer, who plays the mom in this movie. So at the top of the movie, we're not really sure as the audience what is wrong with her, but she is not well. She is ill. She hurts. Her memory is I don't want to say it's gone. She knows who her kid and her husband, she knows who they are, but she gets very mixed up in like the day, the time, what day of the week it is, why isn't the kid going to school, and she gets, mixed up. You can tell her one thing, and then in the next minute, she will forget it. So I was thinking, oh my God, is she going to be kind of bedridden through the whole movie? Without giving too much away, you don't hire Jodie Comer to just be ill. So I will leave it at that and for you to find out what happens in the rest of the film. But her performance, as expected, was excellent and heartbreaking at times. I had a really good time with this movie. I loved feeling scared. I love feeling the tension, the anxiety of it all, the gore, and the way that it's shot. I welcome it because it's very stylized, and and I don't remember again if it was just like, I would imagine so, but if it was like 28 days and 28 weeks later, like, but it's the same director, so I would imagine it's the same. It was just really refreshing because it's not your usual, like, if a human were to fight an infected, it's not the usual brutal scene. It plays a little bit different. I don't know how to describe it without giving it too much away, but just know that you're in for a treat. For audio, like the sound, you're in for a treat. There was only really one moment that I really had a problem with this film. I couldn't suspend my disbelief for this one particular scene, and that's where this movie kind of slowed down for me, where I was like, I just couldn't buy this 1 minute that this person who was infected with the rage virus would behave this way in this very moment. But I also, I guess, in retrospect, have to think that it is 28 years later. Things have evolved. The infected probably have evolved in that 28 years. So there is that. But while I was watching the movie, that's when the illusion kind of broke for me. I was like, I don't know if I can vibe with this one. But once we got past that part, I was right back on it again. Oh, I want to talk about Ralph Fiennes. He is in this movie as well. He plays a doctor. He's kind of loopy, but also really fantastic, as you would expect for him to be. And he plays a pretty important role as well. So this movie is going to be one of 3. And the next one I hear comes out already in November. And by the end of this movie, you're going to wish it was November already. It really piqued my interest right back up for this franchise. I'm so happy I got to watch this on the big screen again. And it's been forever since they made the last 2. So, yeah, if you're into the 28 days later, 28 weeks later, I think, save the one moment. I wonder how people will feel about it. So let me know in the comments once you get to see the movie. And if you think it has to do with the train. There's a train involved. So I'll say that much. I think it's very vague. It doesn't really give anything away. So let me know your thoughts on that. But overall, I really had a good time with this movie. I love a good infected/zombie flick. It's bloody, it's raw, it's intense. These characters, especially I think Jodie, I really enjoyed her in this one. And obviously the boy as well. Like he kind of carried the film. Essentially, I was really surprised because I really thought it was going to be mostly Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Maybe in the next one, but this one I would feel like we were really watching the son leading the film. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next review.